Racing on Tuesday takes place out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. 9 races on the program, racing on the winter course, and race number 1 is set to get underway at 12:05. Joining me in studio is Graham Hawkins. And Graham, how are you doing? And just your thoughts on the weekend's racing at Hollywoodbets Scottsville as we get closer to the final log for the Hollywoodbets Durban July.
Firstly, I'm fine. I thought the weekend racing was good. I enjoyed King Pellez, as you know, he's one of my favourite horses in training when it comes to the stayers ranks, and he came through. I wasn't as bullish about King Pellez as I was when he won down in Cape Town, but he won a nice race and he's clearly on track for the Gold Cup, as is Holding Thumbs. As far as this meeting is concerned, it's not only on the winter course, it's in winter weather. So the forecast we record on a Monday morning, as everybody knows, there's rain forecast for today, there's rain forecast for race day. Not lots, but enough just to keep the track conditions very much on the soft side, and it's going to be cold.
Well, certainly want to keep an eye on when it comes to horses that like running in the soft conditions, and we'll get to those handicaps later on. But race number 1 is a maiden juvenile plate for the fillies of the 1,000 metre trip. 12:05 is the off time. The biped will commence with the running of race number 2. In race 1, number 5, Wait For Me, is your early favourite, 7-2 into 3-1. Daughter of Vercingetorix from the Vaughan Marshall yard. Number 1, Nebulous, is at 7-2. Number 13, La Bomba Gold, first timer, is at 7-1, along with number 8, Water Star, Penny's Choice, and then it is 10-1 and Better Bar those. Graham, it ain't the start of the biped, so thankfully, because it looks to be a tricky race.
It is a tricky race, and the market may be the best guide. 5, Wait For Me, Vaughan Marshall stepping out another couple of very well-bred first-timers, as he did at the last meeting when he saddled Thunderstruck, who just needed the run, showed some pace and ran third, so will improve with the benefit of that run. Clearly he's got quite a strong hand here with Penny's Choice and Wait For Me, the newcomer. Wait For Me by Vercingetorix. Sean Veal rides that one. Penny's Choice to be ridden by Gavin Lorena. So Wait For Me obviously might have enough talent to win on debut. The form horse, in my opinion, is number 1, Nebulous. Ran nicely on debut, in 5th behind American Ultra. Has 1 or 2 beaten on that form line, and I'm expecting Nebulous to improve. Drawn in gate 1 for Elder DeMay and Candice Bass Robinson. And the United States has been having a great season with these 2-year-olds, and Nebulous, a 2-year-old daughter of the United States. Clearly Penny's Choice, not disgraced on debut, although beaten far by Inside Voice, did show some ability on debut, can improve from that. What a Star showed promise early, doesn't appear to have trained on, maybe no improvement in his last couple of starts. So the blinkers come off, the tongue tie comes off, so that's a declaration for the first race, number 8, What a Star, no blinkers, no tongue tie. And another first timer just to have a look at, because I don't think it's fancied on debut, is number 12, Amaya by Vercingetorix out of the River Jatez. River Jatez won the Cape Town Met. Was a full sister to Pocket Power, so beautifully bred, number 12, Amaya. And so the market could be the best guide as to the chances regarding number 5, Wait For Me. 6, Swift Serenity, should be held by 1, Nebulous, but not by far, so Swift Serenity can certainly get into the exacta, stringer, trifecta and quartet play. But in the absence of knowing too much about number 5, Wait For Me, uneasy at the top of the boards, the race time money will tell a different story. I'm in the camp of number 1, Nebulous.
Yeah, follow the market as we get closer to race time with regard to these first timers. Race number 2 next up. This is a maiden juvenile plate over the 1,200 metre trip. 12:40 is the off time. And number 1, Chance Encounter, tops the boards here, 22-10 into 16-10. Number 7, Saudi Cat, is at 4-1. Number 8, Bugle Boy at 5-1. It's in 7-1 and Better Bar those. Now, they certainly backed this horse like the result was known on debut. Son of Vercingetorix, related to Chansonnet, well-bred, well-related individual. And Graham, he was doing his best work at the finish, indicating that he could well be looking for a touch further in time to come. But in this type of race, he's definitely the horse to beat, and I'm sure he would have come on quite a lot with that debut introduction.
No doubt about it. Plenty of scope for improvement. Number 1, Chance Encounter. On the evidence of that first run, he's got the beating of number 2, Man of Consequence, and number 12, Diogenes. So he should hold 2, Man of Consequence, and 12, Diogenes. Lots of improvement expected from number 1, Chance Encounter. He's got the right sort of pedigree. He's drawn in gate 1. It still appears to favour the horses drawn towards the inside, although it has evened out somewhat. There was a flood of money for number 8, Bugle Boy, last time out in a pretty competitive race. Didn't disgrace himself, finishing 4th under 2 lengths behind Follow Your Heart. So the fact that they put the money down last time, he's obviously showing very good work at home, number 8, Bugle Boy, so he could get into the action. But of the race runners, number 1, Chance Encounter, does look the right one, but again, there are 2 in particular very well-bred first-timers. Number 7, Saudi Cat, Argentinian bred, to be ridden by Gavin Lorena for Vaughan Marshall, shows good work at home. Again, if there's any market support, you'll need to respect that. And then it's so nice to see a son of Dark Angel in South Africa, number 14, Mutiny in Heaven, Irish bred, but bred to Southern Hemisphere time, so he's a genuine 2-year-old, raced by Regiment and Devon Heifer, Richard Faree rides for James Crawford. Easy to back in the anti-post market, so one of 2 things could happen. Yeah. He can blow out even further, or he can shorten as race time approaches, but certainly is by a very, very good sire in Dark Angel. So again, any support for number 14, Mutiny in Heaven, has to be respected. But as we sit here, more than 24 hours ahead of race day, early on Monday morning, the public holiday, number 1, Chance Encounter, does look very tough to beat.
Keep a close eye on the first timers here, numbers 7 and 14, but Chance Encounter 16 to 10, the one to beat. Race number 3 next up. This will be the start of the place accumulator. Open maiden, 1400 meters the distance, 1:15 is the off time. Number 1, Boundless Love, is your current favorite at 16 to 10. Number 4, Cape Captain, 28 to 10. Number 8, Superhero, is at 3 to 1. Number 7, Jouer de Flute, trading at 4 to 1. It's in double figure odds about the balance. Now, when having a look at this race, Graham, I like the improvement that Superhero showed last time out when returning off that layoff, 3rd behind Vapor Trail. And he's the type of horse that I think now second up in a slightly weaker race. I think that he could certainly put his hand forward, and I wouldn't be surprised if he were to deliver the goods here at 3 to 1 in the market, because this horse, Boundless Love, I think he's had chances in slightly weaker races.
Yeah, look, it's an open maiden with an average merit rating of 67, and there's certainly a lot of reasons why you can expect number 8, Superhero, to continue to improve. My only question mark would be, I think he will ultimately need a not further than 1400 meters. So I think this is very much the bottom end of his range. In this kind of limited field, I would expect number 8, Superhero, to be competitive. He's my 3rd choice in the race. I'm going with number 4, Cape Captain. I think done enough to suggest that this daughter of Captain of All, with just 53.5 to shoulder, can get it right in a race of this nature. So my top choice would be number 4, Cape Captain. Then number 1, Boundless Love. The point you make is valid. Boundless Love has had lots of chances. That form behind Ridian has been exposed as being not too good. But that was over 1,200 meters. Now back over 1,400 meters from the one gate. I guess that number 1, Boundless Love's got to be there and thereabouts in what is a very limited field. So I'm going with numbers 1 and 4 in the place accumulator. I think that should get us through, but I wouldn't be surprised if number 8, Superhero, came out on top. Although I do believe that 1,800 to 2,000 meters is going to be the optimum trip for number 8, Superhero.
You give this horse Charlie Bucket any chance, because he hasn't particularly been friendless in the market at these last 2, and he's now returning off arrest and gelding, and on what he showed on debut, he could be the type of horse to pop up.
There's no doubt that Charlie Bucket has a chance. I mean, he hasn't been seen since February. As you say, he's been gelded in the interim. He's not been the best behaved horse, so maybe he'll settle down. I would imagine JP Funder may have had the choice of rides between numbers 1, Boundless Love, and number 6, Charlie Bucket. Gone with Boundless Love, so there's a clue there. I'm happy to back JP's judgment. So maybe number 6, Charlie Bucket, will just need the run. And 7, Jouer de Flute, this is his kind of race, but I know he gets the services of Richard Faree for the first time. Eric Sands is getting his winners on a regular basis, but he's very limited, Jouer de Flute. He can get into the action, certainly.
Yep, that's race number 3, start of the PA. Next up, race number 4, start off the pick 6. 1350 is the off time. It is a class 4 over 1400 meters. And number 2, Industrial Strength, is your favorite at 7 to 2. Boogie Fight is at 9 to 2, 6 to 1 about Pilot Flame. It's 7 to 1 Kelp Forest, who's found a touch of support from 10s. 7 to 1 Devil a Saint, it's 8 to 1. And a better bar those. Now this horse, Industrial Strength, he showed so much as a young horse here in KZN, and then he went down to the Western Cape and hasn't particularly put his best foot forward, but I see he has been gelded now, Graham, and I wouldn't be surprised if Geldon's done the trick with this son of Give Me the Green Light, who's well related as well. And in a race of this nature, I think he's the type of horse that he could probably either win or he'll probably run second.
Yeah, look, it is the first leg of the pick six, so it's important to try and identify the winner. From the place accumulator perspective, I'm not really expecting a result in this race. I've gone with numbers 2 Industrial Strength and number 10 Boogie Fight. They ran 1-2 back on the 16th of March. As you say, Industrial Strength has been gelded since then, but Boogie Fight franked his own form by winning again on the 1st of June. So for me, they are the right two horses, but the market clearly suggests the race is competitive. I'm not surprised there's a bit of outside support for Kelp Forest. Elder De Mayo gets the best tune out of Kelp Forest. I know he's been a bit below par in recent runs, but here in this Class 4, I think from pole position, he's going to run a better race. I get the feeling that number 1 Kelp Forest is going to run a better race. Pilot Flame is not without a prayer. The likes of Noonday Gun, Kevin Olisedi, they can surprise as far as the pick six is concerned. Devil is Saint, what you see is what you get, often threatens, hasn't kind of finished his races off in recent times, but again, wouldn't be a shock winner. But I do like number 2 Industrial Strength. I think the fact that he's been gelded, we might just see the best version of Industrial Strength. We know that Dean Kannemeyer has always had a very high regard for number 2 Industrial Strength. He's got a deep pedigree. So the fact that he's now been gelded, he's taken some time to mature. He's rising 5, but he's been quite lightly raced. He's only had 7 starts. So he's clearly also got a few issues that Dean has to deal with. But I do think that number 2 Industrial Strength sets the standard here. But clearly Boogie Fight is another. He's by Justified, is a world-leading sire. He showed promise early, then went off the boil, but perhaps now that he's maturing, he's also rising 5. Again, he has every chance here of completing his hat-trick. So I do think the betting has got it about right. I do think the winner will come from either number 2 Industrial Strength or number 10 Boogie Fight. But the potential for an upset is always there. But I'm going to rely on those two horses, and I'm going to rely on the form.
Yeah, could be some nice exactas to play here in race number 4 with numbers 2 and 10. And if you're looking for one more, well, perhaps you can throw in number 1 Kelp Forest, who has found a touch of early support. Next up, race number 5. This is going to be the start of Jackpot 1. 1600 meters a trip. It is a D stakes. 25 past 2 is the off time. Number 3 Midway, your favorite at 3-1. Number 11 St. Bridget at 7-2, along with number 8 Miller Strength. 12 Cosmic Rhythm at 9-2. It's then 10-1 and a better bar those. Graham, this was Midway. You just mentioned to me off air that you're hoping that it can be his day to notch up that elusive second win.
Yeah, look, it's a D stakes race. The average merit rating is 61. They go 1600 meters. There's been an equipment change for number 3 Midway. The cheek pieces come off and the blinkers go on. So I think they're getting about as desperate as we are to see Midway win his second career start. He's had 3 consecutive thirds. He's not going to get a much easier opportunity to record that second career victory. I think 1600 meters is ideal. He's drawn in gate 3, should get the run of the race. So I think whatever beats number 3 Midway will win. It's very, very dangerous to nail your colours to the mast in these low-grade D stakes or Class 5 handicaps. But I just get the feeling that we're going to get a positive effort out of number 3 Midway, and it could carry him to victory. But in these kind of races, there are always others with chances. Askiro, I know, is out at 12-1 in the anti-post market. I think he's better than that last run. And if you go back to his penultimate, he beat Miller Strength, who's the market leader, or one of the market leaders. I think Midway's around 3-1 and Miller Strength around 7-2, and Askiro is 12-1. So Askiro's way overpriced. Miller Strength is holding form nicely. Richard Free has only ridden him once before for a third place finish. I think District Master, I quietly fancied him last time at a big price. He didn't totally disgrace me. He ran 4th behind Happy Verse. Happy Verse looks to be a proper horse heading in the right direction. So a District Master is worth a second look. St. Bridget, again, what you see is what you get. She's well exposed. She's had her 15 lifetime starts for 1 win, but that's pretty much the same record as Midway. So here I am sticking my neck out on Midway. But I just feel the race sets up for him nicely. So, if Midway doesn't win this, then I don't think he's ever going to win 2 races or record a second career victory. So I'm going, I wouldn't like to say I'm going all in with Midway, but I've certainly suggested him as a place accumulator banker. I would be surprised if he ran out of the first three, but yeah, I think he shapes up as a likely winner.
Yeah. Ideal Roving Banker if you're looking to play quartet. Race number 5, number 3, Midway. Next up, race number 6. This is a B stakes of 1600 meters. 3 o'clock is the off time. And just having a look at the favourite here. Number 6, Captain West. Number 4, Future Turn. Both at 33 to 10. Number 7, 10 Penny at 7 to 2. Belcanto Dream is a 4 to 1 shot. Number 5, Katsu at 9 to 2. 7 to 1, the Grey King. And then double figure odds about numbers 2 and 3. Graham, what's your thoughts on race number 6, Start of Jackpot 2?
This is clearly the best race on the card. It's the highest rated race on the card. Average merit rating 91, a B stakes over 1600 meters. Only 8 runners, but a good race. Rahil, to answer your question, I'm in the camp of number 7, 10 Penny. Did finish behind Belcanto Dream last time out when they ran second and third behind Pinot Grigio. 10 Penny's marginally better off the weights. Of course, in favour of Belcanto Dream is the fact that he's drawn in gate 1. I know it's a small field, but on the winter course, an awkward draw can be an awkward draw. But I really do think that 10 Penny's heading in the right direction. I think that he's still maturing as a very imposing son of What a Winter. I think there's more to come. So I'm in the camp of number 7, 10 Penny to beat home number 1 Belcanto Dream to reverse the order of their last run behind Pinot Grigio. Katsu is interesting. He had that comeback run on the 16th of April. He had been off for 10 months at that stage. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting too much, but he ran second, just beaten by Song to the Moon. So clearly Katsu is very decent. If you look at his last 6 starts, he's never been out of the top 2. So Lucinda Woodruff, when she runs him, you can rest assured that Katsu is ready to run a big race. Sure. And clearly he had some issues. Now, Captain West, 61.5. Rahil, I'm yet to be convinced that 1600 meters is his best trip. I know he was finishing strongly last time out over 1400 meters. That does not always translate into what might seem the obvious that, well, let's go further. I do think that 1200 and 1400 meters on what I've seen to date is probably his optimum trip. I'm happy to be proven wrong. It is a competitive race. He's going to have to be at his absolute best and get home properly over 1600 meters to carry 61.5 to victory. So while Captain West is the early favourite, a weak favourite admittedly in a very competitive market, I am betting against Captain West. Future Turn always keeps you interested, but again I'm going to back the judgment of JP van der Merwe. He would have had the choice of rides. Number 4, Future Turn, or 7, 10 Penny. Clearly, Richard Free is not a bad deputy rider for Future Turn, in the sense that both are owned by Greg Bortz, and we know the arrangement that they have. So I'm quite keen on number 7, 10 Penny.
Yeah, even number 8, the Grey King, he's a type of horse that could get involved here, dropping in class, but has to give 10 kgs away to the top choice here at number 7, 10 Penny. Race number 7 next up, and the 7th race on the card is set to be run over 2,200 meters. 15:35 is the off time. Number 1, Baton Rouge is your favorite, 5 to 2 into 2 to 1. Number 3, Beer with the Boys at 28 to 10. Number 5, Sansa Stark is a 33 to 10 shot, 9 to 2 about number 4, Summer Night City, 7 to 1 into 11 to 2 about number 6, Twice the Master, 16 to 1 and better bar those. Now, similar to Midway, this horse Baton Rouge has been knocking on the door for that third victory. Run up at his last 2 outings, and last time out he was well supported and just found one too good in the form of English Mistress. Who would have thought English Mistress winning straight out the maidens, Graham? But this horse could be ideally poised now going over the 2,200 meter trip, which he's been once before, hasn't been effective, but at this point in his career he seems to be ready for it.
Yeah, therein lies the rub. I'm not convinced about him getting home over 2,200 meters. Sure. Based on, look, there's limited information. He raced over 2,200 meters on the 16th of March. So that's not a long time ago. It's 3 months ago. And he ran out of puff behind Umfulu. You might argue that was a bit tougher in terms of the quality of the race than what he meets here. I don't trust this race at all, this Owen Heifer birthday D stakes. Congratulations to Owen on his on his birthday, and I hope he really celebrates huge. This 2200 meter race, I don't trust this at all. Baton Rouge deserves to be at the top of the boards. Richard Faree's only ridden him once before. That was last time when he ran second behind English Mistress. But let's not get carried away by the English Mistress form line. But Baton Rouge has at least achieved a measure of consistency in his last two starts. So the question is, if this was 1800 meters, I'd be in his camp. 2200 meters, question mark for me. We were caught napping by Sansa Stark winning so well over 2200 meters last time out, but if you go to the prior run behind KwaZulu-Natal, then she's safely held by one or two others here. Beer with the boys, I mean, Justin Snaith is on record as saying he never ever thought he'd win a race. D. Steinhan did and tipped him that day at big odds. But he never runs badly, so you just keep throwing him into the mix, and over this 2200 meters, he could be at home here. The further he goes, the better he could be. Twice the Master is not consistent, but if you go back to the KwaZulu-Natal run, he's got Sansa Stark safely held. And I just got that feeling, that Twice the Master is going to run a big race. I think the track is going to be on the soft side. If he's caught in the right mood, then Twice the Master is competitive in this class and over this distance. And again, I've just got a feeling that Gold Index is at a huge price, is going to run a big race. Don't ask me to explain the logic of that. Yes. Sometimes when we look at race cards, we look at the race and we say, I wonder if this can pop up. The blinkers come off in this sort of race, maybe, just maybe. So I've actually got 4 horses in this leg of the PA. I've got numbers 1, Baton Rouge, 3, Beer with the Boys, 6, Twice the Master, 9, Gold Index. But I've ignored Sansa Stark. Maybe that's to my detriment. I've ignored Summer Night City. They both could end up in the top 3. So from a jackpot and a pick 6 point of view, I would be playing against Baton Rouge, and I'd be including the field.
Yeah, looking for a bit of a result here in race number 7 on the program, in a race where you probably want to go for a bit of cover. Race number 8, penultimate race, D Stakes, 1,000 meters a trip, 10 past 4 is the off time. Number 3, Wint on the Green, your favourite at 28 to 10. Number 7, Golden Ideal is at 7 to 2. Number 10, Electric Fields, 4 to 1. Number 6, Rosa Osiria at 5 to 1. It's then 6 to 1 and better by those. Now, this filly Wint on the Green, she's been getting closer in a couple of recent starts and was just touched off last time out over the 1,000 meter trip. Can she go one bet in this lineup, or given that maiden taken on winners, there could be a few of the other horses lurking under the radar?
Yeah, look, went on the Green. Clearly, that was her best career start. She ran second to Golden Ideal, who reopposes. Now, if you look at Golden Ideal's form, if you look at the 2 runs subsequent to that, you have to say they were disappointing. So that form line has not really been franked. On top of that, went on the Green. If you look at the comments, with each and every one of her runs, slow out, stumbled. She doesn't appear to get the best start, and that could cost her here. So clearly, yes, she's still a maiden, but on the evidence of that last run, she's getting closer and she will be competitive. But I've played against her. I've included 3 horses in the place accumulated, and she doesn't form part of those 3 selections. But obviously, this is, again, a D Stakes with an average merit of 57. Yeah. My value play comes in this race. I'm in the camp of number 2, Country Time. Hasn't won for 933 days. That's nearly 3 years, Ray Hill. I think it's before you started your career that last time Country Time actually won a race. But Andrew Fortune rides. She's was also in that Golden Ideal form line. So I don't want to be hypocritical. But I do know that Country Time, she's a multiple winner. And I've just got the feeling again, almost, I can't explain the logic of it, but I do think that Country Time's going to run well out of gate number 2 for Andrew Fortune. He might just be the right rider for number 2, Country Time. So I'm looking to Country Time to overturn the form with both Winter on the Green and Golden Ideal. So out of that form line, I'm rather in the camp of Country Time. But Champagne Mac is always there and thereabouts in this sort of class. Over the Atlantic is an 18-start maiden. Went on the Greens just a 6-start maiden. But on some of his form lines, and with just a very low weight to carry, around about 50 and a half, it's quite complicated. Bungani takes 4 off, but then you've got to add 2 and a half back. So Over the Atlantic has just got 50 and a half to shoulder. I think she could be competitive in a race of this nature. Golden Ideal, obviously, we've discussed. Electric Fields, normally in this kind of race, that's the filly I turn to, and she's rewarded me handsomely in the past. But I just feel maybe she's now trained off a little bit. Those last two starts, too bad to be true. Richard Ferree rides. He's ridden her once before, but I'd like to see some more enthusiasm from Electric Field. So I'm a little concerned the way she's trained off in the last two starts, Rosa Ziri. It's a typically competitive D Stakes 1,000-meter race, but I'm looking to Country Time to deliver on being a value bet for the day.
6-1 the price about number 2, Country Time, and let's hope all can fall into place for this 5-year-old mare. Next up, race number 9, final race on the program. Class 4, 1,000 meters a trip. 16:45 is the off time. Number 10, the US of A is your favorite at 15-10. Number 4, Bluff on Bluff at 7-2. Number 9, Counter Attack is a 9-2 shot, and then it is 6-1 and better bar those. Now, a number of these horses met last time out, and Flying Finley came out trumps, winning quite easily, but Bluff on Bluff was absolutely flying at the finish that day, Graham, and I think Gavin will know him a lot better this time around, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him go one better and turn the form around with Flying Finley, who he gets 2 kgs from.
Yeah, look, it's interesting. Isn't the betting interesting? I mean, you mentioned they met last time out. That was on the 25th of May. Flying Finley won. Bluff and Bluff was second. The US of A was third. Counter Attack is fourth. The US of A is 15-10. Flying Finley's just about 7-1. Bluff and Bluff in between them at 4-1. Counter Attack at 5-1. So it's on reputation, and the fact that Ferree teams up again with Paddy Crad, the fact that he was heavily backed last time into odds on and disappointed, that keeps the US of A at the top of the boards. Is he valued 15-10? I don't think so. On the evidence, there was nothing flukish about Flying Finley's win. He won a proper race. He bounced out in front. He's again drawn in gate 1. He led them a merry dance, and yes, he was chased home by Bluff and Bluff. The US of A actually didn't make as much impression over the last 200 meters as we were all expecting. You know, when he moved up, we thought, well, here he comes. We were all in his camp that day. Here he comes. He's going to deliver. And he didn't. He just, he found no extra. So why should he find extra this time around? But we've all got that feeling. We don't want to get married to horses because we don't want to keep making excuses for horses. We know that can cost you a lot of money over time. So on the bare face of it, it does look as if Flying Finley will have every chance of going back to back. But like you, I'm expecting Bluff and Bluff to get a lot closer. And I do think there might be a little more to come from the US of A. So he's got to be in the mix, as does Counter Attack. So at the risk of completely contradicting myself, I have gone with numbers 4, Bluff and Bluff, and 10, the US of A, in the place accumulator, but there's no way I'm leaving Flying Finley out of the play, or Counter Attack for that matter, when it comes to the final leg of Jackpot 2, or indeed the final leg of the Pick 6. I just want to see Flying Finley prove that he's consistent enough to go back to back. He won his maiden readily, then he put in a rather poor effort, and then he came back and he won start to finish. But that was a convincing win, Rail. That was a convincing win. And if he were to win again, I certainly wouldn't be surprised.
Yep, 4 and 10 are the 2 horses in the PA for Graham, which is suggested bet. And we're going to have a look at the suggested bet next up. It all begins with the running of race number 3. And Graham, we've got that suggested bet. Just one banker on that, and you can touch on that, obviously being midway. But take us through it.
Okay, so the racing gets underway at 12:05, but the place accumulator starts with race 3 at 1:15, going with numbers 1, Boundless Love, and 4, Cape Captain, who's my top choice. The next leg, not really looking for any boil over, gone with numbers 2, Industrial Strength, and 10, Boogie Fied. Then banker number 3, Midway, and from there on things get a little trickier. 1, Belcanto Dream, and 7, 10 Penny in the 4th leg. The 5th leg is at 2,200 metres, celebrating Centurion member Owen Heffer's birthday, D-Stakes over 2,200 metres, going with all of numbers 1, Baton Rouge, 3, Beer with the Boys, 6, Twice the Master, 9, Gold Index. Then another trappy D-Stakes over 1,000 metres, going with numbers 2, Country Time, 4, Champagne Mac, and 5, Over the Atlantic, and closing out, as we've just discussed, with numbers 4, Bluff and Bluff, and number 10, the US of A.
That is a place accumulator. 1 full unit will cost 192 rand, and all begins in race number 3. Graham, looks to be a card where a few of these fancy horses could get rolled, and the exotics could be worth quite nice money, especially the PA.
Well, it was very unusual last week at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth to get a pick 6 dividend of 1,167. Sure. So that pool might be looking to bounce back at us. But I'm going to, from a personal point of view, I'm going to not go all in with Midway. I take different perms, but the majority of them will have Midway as the banker. For me, he's the key horse on the day, and my value play is Country Time.
Yep, Midway 3-1, Country Time at around 6-1 in the market. 2 horses to play around. All the best for the racing on Tuesday down in the Western Cape.